Welcome back to the lab, folks. Today what we have for you is probably my most exciting mailbag video ever. But there's lots of good in it, but there's some bad stories here too. For instance, the first three packages I'll show you got a little severely crushed. And this here is a dual soldering iron stand, which didn't do very well. It got smashed. Now, the good thing is I got in touch with the vendor and showed them a picture of it, and they immediately made good on it. I didn't want my money back, but they sent me this. Now this just came in the other day, so let's pop it open. Now it looks like it got a little dinged too. So what that was, it was a single stand here, and they said I could take this one off. And mount it on here, and now I have my dual stand back. So that was nice of them, and I could probably do something with this here. I could probably put it together as a single stand. I'll see if one of my irons will fit in here. So I've got my T12 iron here, and that will fit nicely in there. Well, not terribly nicely, but nice enough. So I have a stand for it now too. Okay, that's perfect. I'll put that together some other time. And this one here also got scrunched. So I had a look inside and it survived just fine. Now what this is a Furnisi FNB 58 USB tester. And I got this, I had the 48 and I thought it was really nice. And the 48 now can go upstairs into my mini lab and I can have this down here. So I'm probably not going to do a review of this. I mean, it's just, it basically does what the 48 does. I did a review of that, except for it does a little bit more. But let me know in the comments if you want me to review any of these things at any point. But I don't see that being an exciting review. And then the third thing that got really badly crushed was this. I've already checked, it survived, but I was worried. That's why these are already opened up. When you see something that badly crushed, you want to make sure you do something about it right away. Tooltop ET692C, professional thermal imager. Without any storage case anymore, so I'm going to have to wrangle something up on AliExpress. All this stuff, by the way, as usual, comes from AliExpress. It takes a little while to boot up. It was booting up there. One of the nice features about this that I liked, not only was it relatively inexpensive, it wasn't cheap, of course, none of these are, but it was relatively inexpensive for the specifications, is that it has a cover over the lenses. So this here's the optical lens, this here's the infrared lens, and there's what it looks like. So I don't know how well that's coming through on the camera here, but there's my hand. And it allows you to vary between the optical and the thermal images. You can see I'm a little bit too close to my hand for that to work out. There's a little bit too much parallax. But at the right distance, that will work very well. So that's completely optical, and that's completely thermal. So this thing should be pretty good. I'm going to do, probably going to do a review on this, but let me know. Let me know if you want me to. But this is going to come in extremely handy for troubleshooting. I mean, rather than going around and burning my fingers on components, I can tell right away if something's overheating too much. And yeah, this is going to be excellent for that. Now, these are thermal switches. They're basically a cutoff device. I think one of these might be normally open, another one normally closed, or maybe I've got two of each. Does it say on them which is which? It doesn't. We can set up to test that. Okay, so this is a normally closed one, and it's 85 degrees. It's supposed to cut it out. So the reason I got these was for battery packs and things like that. Things that I don't want to get too hot. So we have here, we have an iron. Let's stick this on it here, and we'll see if indeed it does cut out. Here we go. Excellent. So yeah, these are going to come in handy. I'm going to experiment around with them first, see how well they'll suit my needs. But they're relatively inexpensive. I think I also got a couple of the ones that are normally closed or normally open. Yeah, so these are the other ones. Now these ones should be normally open. Yeah, these are open. This is just a little set of near-field probes for testing, see if components or parts of a circuit are emitting any EM interference. I'll show these in use at some point, probably on one of my testing AliExpress electronics videos. It'd be a very good subject for that. We can play around with those. Ah, yes. This is another one of those 4-wire plugs I got. I thought it'd be handy to have another one around, make up some other kind of cable. This is from a different supplier, I believe, than the one I got before. But good to have around. I think this one was actually less expensive by the time I got it. We have here. Yes. This is a piece of pure copper plate. And the reason I got this, I'm going to be showing you that in a second. So I'll leave this out here. But this is supposed to be pure copper. It's 1 millimeter thick and 2 inches square. It's just a little power bank that you can fill up with your own 18650 cells. I've been using that. Very nice indeed. It works very well. And I got some cells. These ones here. These are old Panasonic cells. They came out of a battery pack for a very old laptop that was new back in 1996 or something like that. But I've tested these cells, I've charged it off and put them through a cycle, and they seem to be very good. Like they're not the most powerful cell in the world, not by any stretch of the imagination. I think their capacity is much lower than what you'd expect today. Is it written on it somewhere? I did look it up. Despite the fact that these are old enough to have grandkids, they meet their specs. So I just thought I'd put a bunch of them into one of these and use them. Okay, this has to do with this. So this is a test fixture that'll go on my East Tester ET4410 LCR meter. It just clamps right onto the leads and provides you with a way of just sticking components into it without having to get out a big set of Kelvin leads or anything like that. And it provides a little bit more accuracy too because it's compact. They're well made, shielded, and everything else. And what I need this for is to make a shorting block for this so that I can do the calibration. In that same video where I build the battery pack, I'll probably do a mini project on this as well, getting that up and running. So look forward to that. I know what it is. Yes, you can never have too many test leads. These are another set of the smaller ones, the ones with the copper alligator clips. And what I want to do with these, I want to make some really short ones with smaller clips on them. Back a while ago, I did some upgrades to my T7 transistor tester, including the ability to put on banana plug leads. But I made the leads that I made were a little bit too long, as it turns out, and had the really big clips on them, which are not so convenient to use. These are T12 soldering iron tips. So I got a variety of them. This one's a fairly big chisel tip, fairly small slant tip. And I got this one here, which is a fairly enormous chisel tip. A lot of thermal inertia in this one. I actually got this one for somebody because they needed something in a yellow jacket. So I got this to give to him, but he has since then gotten a much nicer Fluke than this one. So I guess I'm stuck with this, but I don't mind. I can always use another meter. I mean, I've only got about 20 of them. This is just one of those for the Chinese market only. Flukes, but they're still fully rated for Cat 3 environments, and a nice meter to have around in case you need to do something like that. So it's a Fluke 15B Max. It's not a half bad meter at all. Now let me go put some batteries in it. We'll turn it on. Okay. Yeah, there. It's got all the usual ranges: AC volts, DC volts, millivolts, AC and DC, ohms, continuity, diode, capacitance, amps, milliamps, microamps. It doesn't have any temperature, but that's fine. Sure. And the one thing that's nice about a Fluke is the way the switch works. This isn't bad. This, by the way, is a more expensive meter. I think this ran in around about $100 or so. I'm not quite sure, I don't remember. But this is very snappy. It's a little bit stiffer. This is so silky smooth, positive. So yeah, Fluke are renowned for their switches. Very nice. This, by the way, is a better meter in every respect. Like it's got far better specifications than this. But this would be allowed on a union job site. This probably wouldn't. Alrighty, let me know if you want to see me do a quick review of this. The manual I get with it is all in Chinese. They were never intended for an English-speaking country, so I don't know if we can even get an English manual for it. Anyway, it's mine now. Actually, you know, I was supposed to have another Fluke meter coming. Considerably higher specification than this one. One of the American, it was at 87V. But it's in the mail, and unfortunately we're going to have another mail strike around here, so I don't think I'll see that for months. Here's the final item. I know a lot of people have been asking questions about this oscilloscope. See, there's one review up on YouTube on it in Russian. It's supposed to have a lot in it. It's got the ability to do frequency response analysis. It's supposed to have a spectrum analyzer function in it. It's a very nice unit. I've been playing around with it. I wrapped it up just to show it to you coming out of the box, but it's seems to be very well built. It's the construction on it is solid. It's heavy. It has a big fan in it, well, a small fan, and the fan though is a bit noisy. Not too bothersome for me because I am mostly deaf. So you have all your basic menus up here on the top. You have down here your generator access here. I like the generator in that, like, if you're in frequency mode, you can just click on here and you can put in whatever frequency you want. And it just pops up. Or you can use these little buttons around. But it's a nice user interface there. And we have our trigger controls here. Over here you can change the trigger level. Here we have our acquisition menu. And this is your horizontal control here. This is your channel 2 on and off. So you can turn it on and off here, and there's your basic controls of your channels, such as your probe attenuation, your coupling method, whether or not you want a little FFT display, and you can change the bandwidth limit on 20 megahertz, 150 megahertz, or full 350. When you have both channels on, it is only 150 megahertz. To get the 350 megahertz, you need to have just one channel on. Now, it can be either channel. And up here, you got your system menu. You've got various other functions within there. Here, you can change the actual function of the device. So here's your spectrum analyzer, your frequency response analyzer. But you want to capture the output, the background grid, turn it on and off, put it in XY mode. Color temperature, waveform, light, so that you can make it darker or brighter. It seems to be pretty bright right there. This is your measurement menu. You can turn on and off these different values. Now, one of the things I don't like about it, I don't want to get too much into it here, but is that when you turn it off, like if you set it up to do something, and then you want to put it away, then come back and do that same thing again, well, you're going to have to set it up again. So that's kind of a major drawback to it, is that it doesn't save where it was last. So this is a browser. You can go in and you can browse pictures that you've taken. So I've taken a couple of waveforms here. This one here is of it with the fast rise time pulsar on it, and that's in the 8-bit mode. If you put it in 16-bit mode, you can get rid of all that ringing and stuff like that. So. And cursor controls, you got cursor X and cursor Y. This will save a waveform. Now you can save a waveform and you can use that waveform in the function generator. to output that waveform. And in the generator itself, you have all sorts of different waveforms. What's that? It was about 12 different waveforms, but this one here is the capture. So if you capture a waveform here, you can output it at up to a maximum, I think, of 3 megahertz. That's how you take a screenshot. Just press that button there, and this is your zoom feature. So look forward to a review on this. I'll probably do at least a 2-part review on it. That should be coming up in the next little while. All right, folks, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.